Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Color Guards. We are a live stream Let's Play featuring LGBTQ casts and crew, and myself, Wesley or Dungeon Master. Thank you all for joining us tonight on episode 9 of our Ravnica campaign. Last episode saw us head to the Zilzaxos estate for a fancy gala. Where the party got to interact with a varying number of very interesting characters throughout many of the different guilds. And then towards the end of it, unfortunately, everything kind of went haywire as this Thopter conspiracy that they have been investigating kind of fully came to a head. So we are going to be jumping into that shortly, but first we have a few announcements, and then we'll be playing a fabulous recap video done by our amazing director of photography, Zane Pena. A few quick announcements. Once more, we are Twitch affiliates, so you all can follow us and subscribe to our channel. If you subscribe, you get access to some very fantastic custom emotes made by our very own Avery, Black Dark Melancholy. So definitely check those out and join with us. Another quick announcement. Unfortunately, we will not be airing episode 10 live next Sunday, as many of us will definitely be watching the finale of Game of Thrones. So rejoin us 2 weeks from today for the next episode, but we will still carry on with our regular rebroadcast schedule that we do have. That being said, we are moving our rebroadcast days from the weekend to Mondays following Color Guards on Sundays. So you can always check us out Monday night. We will be airing the episode 2 episodes from now. So tomorrow, actually, we will be airing episode 8. So you can continue getting caught up with us that way. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media pages. We've been doing a lot of work rebranding everything, kind of like getting our Discord server set up really nicely, as well as our Instagram and our Twitter. So make sure to follow us on all of those and keep up to date on all of the information that we give out there. I think that's about it that I have for announcements tonight. So we are going to cut to our recap video for episode 8 so you all can get caught up on all the different shenanigans that the party went through last episode. And then when we come back, we're going to head directly down into the party at the start of combat as these Thopter devices have gone haywire. So we will see y'all very shortly.
Previously on Color Guards.
Thone was confronted by his mother.
We can turn the entire world into a prison and no one's going to be any safer.
Korak met with a Golgari noble.
You asking me all these very interesting, knowledgeable questions of who I know and why I know
Yes,
them.
and yet you're not giving me the answers that I seek.
Darrison masqueraded as a waiter at the gala.
Like, provide them actual service. We are technically overstaffed because I'm not supposed to be here.
Luminitsa was tasked with gathering evidence.
I think it will be an interesting party. And I think everyone should make a statement.
Lucian protected family secrets in the library.
I see you have an eye for, is it literary fiction?
A public display of the Thopter conspiracy backfired.
No, stop, don't worry. They only respond to threats of violence. It's fine.
Join us this week on Color Guards.
And welcome back, everyone. We are live here in the Zilzaxos mansion. Everything has gone a little bit to hell, as you can see, as these Thopter devices have started attacking everything. So we have all of the crowded patrons from the gala here, with everybody kind of mixed around. So with that, we're going to go ahead and jump right into combat. To kind of speed things along, we have rolled initiative right before we went live tonight. And with a fabulous natural 20, our very own Luminitsa is up first. So you were down below,
Right.
keeping watch on things. Amiri is right behind you. You have Darrison unconscious, or reawakened within the fountain down below.
Okay.
Korak is still unconscious,
Okay.
however. As you kind of take to action, Amiri kind of like grabs you by your shoulder and spins you around for a second. She goes, don't let them get me. And she unsheaths a dagger that she had hidden along her thigh.
Okay.
And she hands it off to you and
She
starts
gets hers
backing
somewhere.
away.
Okay.
Underneath the stairwell into a corner as much as she can.
Okay. Well then I'm just gonna do that, I guess. Just protect her. So I want to do, I guess, dodge. Is that an option? Is that what it is? It's called dodge or ready. Which one is it?
Yes, so you can take the dodge action, which means if anything tries to attack you,
Yeah.
it has disadvantage on its attack rolls.
Okay.
Or you can ready an action to like try to attack this thing if it comes near you or a Miri.
I want to do dodge.
Dodge,
Yeah.
great. And you're kind of backing up along,
Yeah, backing
like,
up from
protecting
all of-
yourself.
Yeah.
And a Miri there.
Yeah.
Great. That is going to bring us to the Thopters, who also rolled a natural 20 on their
Oh my
initiative
God.
rolls.
That's fun.
I don't believe you.
So this one here, who just attacked Darrison, is going to swoop down and attempt to attack the unconscious Korak. It does get advantage since you are both unconscious and prone.
Yeah.
Does a... Oh, I don't think this is going to hit you. Does a 13 hit your AC?
Just one short.
Hey! So unfortunately, it's not able to like find the right angle to get down at
He's
you.
got his armor on. He's like,
And it kind of glazes off of your the big skull shoulder piece that you you have on for the party.
I was confused. It looked like a skull, so like.
This one is going to attempt to swoop down and try to go after Luminita, but Luminita, it has disadvantage on your attack
Okay.
if you are dodging. So it's going to take the lower of those, and that's going to be a 13 to hit.
I am 14.
God! Keeps just barely missing. It's fine.
Hey, they're right.
This one is swooping up, and I'm just gonna kind of put it up here with these guys. It's going to try to attack one of these Rakdos performers.
Oh, no.
That's up on the tightrope. Now it hits, of course it does. And she gets shocked and screams and kind of like falls off of it to the ground and kind of like collides pretty heavily on the marble floors below. And this one is going to continue forward and is going to try to start attacking some of these guests up at the top there. Oh no, little doctor, don't fall to the ground. It's okay.
Oh no.
Oh no!
lost
Now
its
the
base.
base came off. These aren't very well constructed Thropters. They
They're
need to get their money back.
custom-made
They need to get their money back. These Azorius are overpaying.
And it is going to manage to attack this one, and they just this scientist begins like convulsing on the floor. They're used to their own electrical shocks, not the electrical shocks of those from other people.
Ah.
That is going to bring us over to Darrison. You are awake,
I will stand myself up.
still in the pond or the
That's
little
fine.
fountain.
Yeah, but I am going to try to prioritize a distraction. I am going to cast Silent Image and create an image of one of those drakes that we saw at the Selesnya conclave that
Okay.
will appear up in the ceiling and start like flying around menacingly, trying to make a more convincing threat to distract these Thopters.
Okay.
And then am I close enough to Korak to try to
You would have to spend your action waking
To try to
Korak. And since you used your action to cast Silent Image, you wouldn't be able to do so, but you could still like move over next to.
yeah, I'll try to stand over him protectively
as much as you can.
and
This tiny little human.
he was watching out for me, so I'm gonna return the favor.
There you go.
And then I will bonus action throw a little bardic inspiration to Thone, who is still up.
Cool. What do you say to them across the gallows? All of this.
Oh boy. Things. The fan and the shit. are getting married.
It's like the end of a Dukes of
Okay.
Hazzard episode. That's
It's
so
less
what-
musical and more like poetic prose.
So you watch as that completes your turn.
Yeah.
I'm very inspired.
So
boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy.
Lucian would be in a position to see this. Lucian, you watch.
I can see past these
As-
people?
Uh,
I'm like 5'7", so
No, this is a tall man.
Yeah.
So you see the tall Orzhov man in the like very high necked, almost like turtleneck
Yeah.
that we've been describing. You see him kind of like watch all of this happen, and he just kind of like slinks past, and the guards along that side don't even like blink an eye, and he just kind of like disappears past them, and like the doors close.
Do I
behind
recognize
him.
this man?
Roll a history check.
15.
15. You recognize him as a ministrant, but he is not one that you have met personally before. But you do know that he is a ministrant with the Orzhov Church.
I am concerned.
Does you concern?
Boy,
Uh,
oh boy.
Korak, we are over to you. Unfortunately, you are still unconscious, so you are sleeping for this turn. Dreaming of beautiful things. Boars just raising through Ravnica. You don't count sheep, you just count boars.
Oh, God.
That is going to bring us to the first bit of the crowd, who is going to stampede past Lucian in an attempt to get back into the library and get back into safety. Lucian, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
19.
Oh, yeah, that's going to work. So all these people come clamoring past in. This person actually kind of stays back, and as he like gets to the door, he turns to you and says, "Do not worry. If you need, you can hide in there. I will hold them off as I can."
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You are up.
Quality conversation.
You are up, Stone.
I'm gonna go after one of the Thopters.
Great. You've got one down here that's going after Luminitsa and Amiri. You have one over here that is going after Darrison and Korak. There is one that's kind of like right above your head here that was attacking the Rakdos person, and this one is like fully up on this level. So I'm gonna move him like there.
Okay. Well, I think everyone's got it under control down here. I'm gonna go after the one that's up above my head.
Okay, great. And you are tall enough that you can easily reach. He was just at that kind of level there, so you're easily
Alright.
able to kind of like reach up.
Cool. I will do that. See if I can beat that down.
Knocks it down. Punch.
Roll to attack.
Ho!
That worked probably.
Yeah, 18 plus 3 definitely hits. So go ahead and roll your damage. I believe you are a D4 for your
Still
fisticuffs.
D4 right now.
Yeah.
3 plus strength. 4.
So you hit it, and it kind of impacts right where one of its wings are, and you see it kind of like falter a little bit, and it like slowly starts righting itself as the other wings start compensating for it.
Okay.
You can still bonus action.
Bonus action attack. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. 13 plus. What is that added? Proficiency in strength?
Proficiency in strength. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, 16.
16 definitely hits again.
Okay.
Korak is just unloading on these little flying
Korak?
adopters.
4 plus
Thumb,
1.
thumb.
5.
Thank you. I said
So 5 total.
ooh! This thing is looking pretty decently beat. Hit it really hard twice. You see it kind of like starting to falter in the air a little bit. It's not able to like maintain regular speed and so. Lucian,
How do I unconscious someone?
you have to spend an action doing so,
Oh, I'd have to go all the way over there.
or attack them.
Shake him awake.
Okay. Oh, like if I even like a ranged attack? If I smack him with a ranged attack, does that wake him up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna run up here, and I see that my dear friend Korak is unconscious, and I'm like, they're like the best fighter we have. We really need this person, and I wouldn't normally do this. But I cast out my wand and shoot fire from the end of it towards Korak in an attempt to wake them up.
You all cannot see my face right now, but I'm shook.
Oh my goodness.
Make because it is
This
a
is
ranged
brilliant.
attack,
Uh-huh.
and Korak is prone. That's actually going to be made at disadvantage. So roll
Really?
twice, yes.
Even though
so
they're
roll
unconscious?
twice and
He's a
take
small
the.
attack.
Oh god.
Because he's flat on the ground. He's a small
I'm gonna
attack.
miss. But he's a giant.
Oh, I'm sorry.
power
Since
man.
he is unconscious, technically
Yeah.
any attack would have advantage on it, so it's
It's
just,
just a
straight
regular
roll.
attack?
Yeah.
Okay,
they
that's
both
better.
negate each other because you have advantage and disadvantage.
So 10 plus 5, 15.
Oh.
Does that hit?
Oh, my AC, yes.
Great.
Yes.
So
I'm just
roll
trying to wake
for
you up.
damage.
I don't want to hurt you.
Gonna
I hope
burn
I
you
roll
a
a 1.
little.
I hope I roll a 1.
The D8
Yeah, 1d10.
or 1D10.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
9. There you Great. Fantastic. Well,
Well, this is a brilliant plan.
Well, Korak, you are now conscious
And scorched.
and screaming as fire bursts across your
I'm
chest.
so sorry, Korak. I know.
Why
But we
did
need you.
attack the
I-
enemy?
I have to do math.
We need you.
Great.
Oh my God.
Well, I always roll low for damage, so I was like,
23.
I'll just roll
So-
low after I hit.
So
Oh my god.
This crowd is going to start pouring
Or 14,
into
sorry, 14.
the room
Yeah, 'cause
that
there's a
serves
madman
down
throwing fire
the
around.
alcohol.
At least you'll be really mad now. It'll be easy to
Uh,
rage.
And they're all
Yeah.
just going to keep backing up,
I was trying to send him
horrified.
into a rage in the
This
same hit.
Thopter here is
double
going to get an attack of opportunity against the other. Is it man? Oh. Okay.
Are
He's
these our
knocked
buddies from the
unconscious as well.
library?
Yeah.
Aw.
The
Is
Is
Not
It
that
folks
count.
were the first to die to the robots. I want to make that known.
The Isn't folks are the first to get knocked
Or
unconscious due to
unconscious.
like
Yeah.
electrical
Unconscious.
stuff.
Something that they're usually
Come on.
Yeah.
So you watch this guy freak the fuck out because everything is going haywire, and he's going to try to bolt past.
Can I try to grab him?
Yeah, make
Not
a
let him leave?
attack of opportune. Oh no. So that would be an athletics check.
Because he's absolutely complicit in whatever's happening. Just a straight athletic. That's a natural 20.
He did not roll natural 20.
You guys
So you
before
are
I
able
was
to
gonna-
grab onto him.
Ooh, you're not going anywhere.
So as you grab onto him, he's gonna turn around and like try to flail out of you and try to like punch you. 'Cause he doesn't have anything like held in his hand at this moment. Does a 17 hit your AC?
It does.
Okay. Well, you are going to take 3 points of damage.
Ouch.
Well, I thought
Uh,
unarmed attack was just 1.
One
one
plus
plus
your
strength.
strength modifier.
Oh, he's strong.
Oh.
He's, strong,
He's a
little
big
dude.
guy.
He's a
Buff.
beefy man.
3 points of
Alright.
damage? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
And he's gonna float it. Let go of me.
Ow.
That's it.
In character.
Okay, that's gonna bring us all the way back up to Luminita.
I'm gonna try to spirit away Amiri, try to get her somewhere safe. I don't know where that is. I don't know where I'm at. So
The garden is
Yeah, I would.
back there, right?
Can I get to the garden?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna go to the garden.
Okay.
And do dodge. I guess. Can I do dodge and go to the garden?
You can disengage.
Disengage.
So disengage means it doesn't get to attack you when you try to run away from it.
Then I'll do that. I want to
Yeah.
disengage and I want to take
Okay.
Amiri
So you
away from
disengage and grab onto a Mary and just dead run
Yeah.
for the garden,
us. Right.
which is back through here.
Yeah.
So you guys head out through the
Yeah.
like get basically like to the garden. door.
Right. Right. And that is all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
You did your job.
I did my job. She told me to do that, and I did
This
that.
Thopter is totally distracted by this flying drake thing. So it's going to fly up and attempt to start like trying to attack it, but nothing is there, and it very quickly realizes. This one was not so easily distracted because he had two fresh, delicious people down here to attempt to.
Three, really.
Oh, now three. Well,
If you want to, I mean,
three.
I got a hold of him. I'll block.
With Korak still on the ground, he's going to try to shock you.
Can I do anything to get this guy in the way? Human
Does
shield.
a 14 hit your AC?
It does.
Okay, great.
Can't meet shield with.
You are going to take 4 points of lightning damage.
Ooh.
and you may not use your reaction next turn.
That's fine.
Oh.
Is that
This
stunned?
is fine.
No. It's just,
I just can't use my reaction.
this one is going to fly up at the person who just shot
Oh,
fire
Christ.
out of his hands. You
thought I
may
was
make an
safe
attack
over
of
here.
opportunity as
Yeah,
it tries
well.
to fly away.
Need to go punch it into a column.
9 plus 3, 12.
Just hits.
Awesome. Four points.
4 points of damage. You
Remember you can
you
add
see
that
it
to
like
an attack.
careening towards
And then
Lucian,
that's
and you
attack
let
damage,
out
actually.
with your
Yeah.
trunk and slap it to the ground, and it falls to the first floor and almost shatters and just like collapses into
Yep.
pieces.
Got one down.
Thanks, Stone. I appreciate that.
This one is
Yeah.
going to fly a little bit over, and it's going to actually let out its sleep gas.
Oh, have fun with that. This is baby Lucian's first encounter. Yes.
So, Lucian, what's your hit point total?
17.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm a stout.
So these guys here are going to
Somehow.
fall unconscious.
That's right.
But you and that same Viashino
Mhm.
are the only ones that were able to kind of like withstand it.
Okay, awesome.
It-
They're pretty
it-
tough,
it
mate.
knocked 3 other people out.
Ooh.
I think that covers it. We have that. Yeah, great. Darrison, you are up.
I am going to, now that I have a hold of him, I'm going to whip this guy around and look him right in the eye and be like, darling, it is rude to leave a party without first attending to all of your guests. Why don't you stay a while and cast Charm Person?
Okay.
Oh
He
my
is
God.
going to get to make it at advantage since you tried to like grab
Attack.
him and
just
stop him and
grabbed
he's
him.
attacking
You
you.
just
He hit me.
You grabbed him first.
Rolled a 12 plus 2, so 14.
It's a 13.
So-
Save.
Yeah.
You're supposed to celebrate that.
I'm still gonna hold on to him though, or onto his arm, or however I stopped him.
Since you are like using your action to charm him, you're not like. I guess make another athletics check to hold on to maintain the grapple.
Ooh. Athletics.
Mhm.
That's 5.
He rolled a 9.
Damn. It was like on an 18 and rolled right back.
Oh no, I rolled like almost to a 16 and then it rolled and I was like, God bless it. It's fine.
Well then, I'm going to bonus action, back to back with my buddy Korak and just let him, tell him we have a lot. We have a lot to worry about.
we got a lot to worry about. So right now you are here, the doctor that's attacking
Boy,
us.
oh boy.
Did old man go
I
screaming out
could
the door?
use some
Huh?
backup,
The old guy?
friend.
Did he leave?
No, he's right there. Correct.
I'm gonna throw some
correct and
bardic
Darrison are trying to keep
inspiration
him from going.
towards Korak. And I mean, pick your poison, but we got heads to roll.
I know that's what I thought too.
Can I move around him and try to block the door though?
On float.
Yeah, you can move to where you're in front of it.
Try to
I will let
position
you know
myself.
though, you won't have your reaction because you miss your reaction
Yeah.
this turn.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want to get in his way,
That's fair.
What's his name?
but that's it.
Hmm?
What's his name again?
Van Cleave.
Van
Van
Cleave,
Cleave.
that's right, yeah. I took notes in
Van
that.
Cleave's gonna
Greasy
take
Van
up
Cleave.
Is that it for Darrison?
Yeah.
It's gonna bring us to Korak.
Okay.
The Drake is trying to look as menacing as
Just
possible.
I'm getting up and clutching at wherever I could fire. First off,
Patting
but-
out like the little singes
yeah,
of flame.
but now
from
I'm
its-
angry and I'm gonna rage.
Rah!
Just. So what's closest to me, the Thopter, or can I get to the guy? 'Cause
The
I'm gonna
Thopter
smash
is
him to the
closest
wall.
to you, but you can try to go after the guy.
Didn't know the stop just shot fire, did you?
No, I didn't. Man, you
That's a story
surprises.
in the center.
No one tell him. I had to do it to him.
Did you?
Sorry.
Did you really?
Yes.
You know, we had to do it.
It was necessary.
Basically, he can just leave at any point, right? So I'm actually gonna. I want to grapple him. I want to charge and grapple
Go after him. The Thopter is gonna try to
I attack of
stun
opportunity.
you.
Yeah.
He rolled a 7. That Thopter's
Yeah.
not doing it.
No,
okay.
I'm too fast. Yeah, I'm gonna charge past all of these people and try to grab onto him.
Okay.
Grapple.
Go ahead and make a grapple.
What's
check.
grapple?
Athletics.
Athletics.
And you can add your bardic inspiration if you want.
16.
He rolled a 19.
Ooh.
17 plus 2.
You got a plus.
He said.
That's strength. No, it's an athletics. No.
Athletics is strength.
And
Oh,
it's-
18.
But you still don't make it.
But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not proficient in it. So,
Sorry.
and I don't have a bonus action to grab at him again.
I'm so sorry. You get to roll at advantage because you're raging.
Oh,
Any strength-based check is made at advantage while you're
forgot.
raging. So maybe you'll roll higher.
come on, dice gods.
Let's see.
19 plus.
Hey!
So
See,
21.
there you go. Yeah, easily able to kind of like grab onto him and like shove him up against the door frame.
Yeah.
He's like right at, because you've got Darrison like at the doors.
I'm
and
just
him
right behind
held up
Cora,
the door.
like hype man, like yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
what's
Told
up?
you.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
I'm gonna shove my. So I've got to hold him, but I'm also gonna shove my arm to him and be like, call off these doctors right now, unless you really want to see me angry.
Okay, that's gonna bring us
He's
to the crowd who's already like away, other than the ones that have unfortunately been attacked. Your mother and the great mother, all the mothers. They're going
Happy
to
Mother's Day.
charge past into the garden area as well. And you see the Golgari nobleman is just kind of like staying back and keeping watch of everything. That's gonna bring us to Thone.
I'm not sure if I should go bother this mess at the front. I think you guys got that.
Darrison ain't got nothing.
There's still that thought.
Darrison has very little under control.
We have what, 3 Thopters?
There's one up in the rafters who tried to attack a drake and then
Okay.
realized that it's not a drake.
Okay.
Thopter up here who just put everybody to sleep, and then the Thopter down there that's been messing with Darrison and
Okay.
Things are not looking good.
Which Thopter to go after? I could probably jump up the stairs, right?
You can easily like
Loxodon
Loxodon
strength.
bound. Like probably takes you like 3 steps to like actively bound up those stairs.
Is there still sleep gas up there that I would have to?
No,
roll against?
it
Okay.
hits
like
when it hits.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna actually jump up there and start
Really
hitting
on
that
this one?
Yeah.
Cool.
And when I use the bardic inspiration, I need to declare that first, or can I do it after a shitty roll?
You can do it after.
Okay. Cool.
But before you know the result, like before you know if it hits or not,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you can
you
roll,
can't-
and then
yeah.
you can roll that if you want.
All right. So first attack. 18.
Definitely hits.
And 4 damage.
You got it.
And I get another attack.
Mm-hmm. You can bonus action unarmed strike.
I don't think my bardic inspiration's
As a natural 1.
Come on,
everybody.
natural 1.
There's part of me that was hoping that it was like a 7.
Yeah.
No, it's a 1.
No, that's a 1. That doesn't.
Unfortunately, when you go to attack it the second time, you realize that you have to like step forward, and you almost step on one of the unconscious people, and you're like, "Oh, hold, it just no, okay, it's lost." Like, you're not able to find an opening to get at it the second time.
All right.
Lucian.
So, seeing all this transpire before me, I see Thone jump up, and I turn, holding my staff out still, and there's like embers still careening off of it, and it starts to glow again as I shoot another firebolt at this Thropter.
Oh, Look
Yeah.
at that, attacking an enemy.
Yeah.
Such a
Hey,
novel concept.
I woke up. I woke up Korak, and now
Uh-huh.
he has stopped the dude from running. It was worth it. Like, look,
Okay.
see, believe me. Like, you
No.
guys validate me. Like, it was worth it. It
No,
was
I-
I'll
worth
take
it.
yourself.
His own guilt.
I think it was a good plan
14.
poorly executed.
14, that is gonna hit.
Awesome. Watch me roll like really low to like add insult to injury to how much damage I did to 5. Wait, that's not a D10.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, is it 5?
5.
Yeah.
It.
Plus
Four
5.
less
Do I
to
have my
hit.
spell attack? Am I
No.
dumb? Okay, just 5. Yeah, just 1d10. Yeah, so
You
5.
managed to find purchase as you like hit it in the back of it, and it looks like some of the embers kind of like shoot up into it from like the open spout where it shoots out the sleep gas. And you kind of like hear some gears crinking inside. It's rough.
You got
It's not
fire
doing
up
great.
its butt.
You fired it. You did it.
And you did roll less than
Um,
you hit me.
I know. I knew that was going to happen before I rolled the
I mean,
die.
this
I rolled a
one-
9 on
Yeah.
you.
This
No.
Viashino is
This-
going to draw
Insult.
a Boros short sword and is going to try to take a swing at it to protect you.
Oh,
He rolled a 12, which is just enough. And the short swords are d6s. I'm so proud of him. Good job. And kind of like slides on the ground, like stabs directly up through that spout, and just
Oh,
kind of
nice.
like impales the Thopter on his blade,
Hey.
and slings it down.
Ooh.
good job, little dude.
Teamwork, yeah. We all got
goes-
this.
Be careful, these things shoot out sleep gas. I've fought them before.
You have.
They
Come with
just-
us.
they just did that.
New party member.
Like down the stairs. to the other Thopter.
Now we're on to Van Cleve, who is held and grappled by you two.
It's mostly Korak, let's be honest.
I'm gonna need both of you. What kind of save is Charm Person?
It's a
Darrison?
wisdom save.
Can I have both of you make wisdom saving
Oh,
throws?
no.
Oh god.
Oh,
As,
no.
he just has like this glowing aura around him. You do get to make it at advantage because you are
Oh.
Okay, good.
opposing
16.
him.
No.
I had a 16.
16. So you save, however you do
Oh
not.
no.
Uh,
Oh
and
boy.
he
oh,
looks at you and
boy.
says, "Drop me and help me get out of here."
Uh-oh.
So,
Wait, so I actually drop him?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
like you aren't maintaining the grapple because you were
Yeah.
charmed by him now. So he is going to attempt to now flee out the door as you are. He's your buddy. He's your friend. He needs to get out of here. It's very unsafe here.
Oh wait, I'm charmed.
You
oh,
know,
Yeah,
you
fudge.
regard
You're
him.
charmed.
You regard him as a friendly acquaintance.
Oh,
Help me
okay.
get out of here.
Bye, guys.
Darrison, you can
Not because I don't.
not
have a
because you
reaction.
don't have your reaction.
I know.
And he charges past you, past out the front door.
God damn it. But he's like still in play, like he's just out there.
He just goes charging outside.
Yeah.
I say, I don't follow him, or do I follow him?
Not until your turn.
Okay.
Luminitza, we are
Um,
on to you.
Can I do like a perception check for the outside to see what's out there? Or is
Yeah,
it-
go ahead and give me a perception check as everybody's kind of like running through.
Okay. 8 plus 4, so 12.
12. You see a number of folks, even some of the workers that you saw before, starting to like pour outside and try to get away from it all. And Amiri kind of like grabs you and pulls you to the side real quick and says, "If somebody sees you stabbing one of those things, it looks good for you and it looks good for me. Do it once, get back out here, keep yourself alive." And run. She kind of like runs over and like starts running towards the back of the garden.
Okay. Then, and I didn't see like
Right,
the
first time.
Gogari man or the Orzhova guy.
No, not
Okay.
out here.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do hide to sneak back in. I don't
Okay,
know,
so
I
you're
don't know
gonna
what that
sneak
said.
back in and hide at the bottom of the stairs?
Yes.
So roll me a stealth check.
Okay. Where's that? So that's 14. No, wait, 17.
Ooh. Yeah. So you kind of like crouch down at the bottom of the stairs and you're kind of like peeking around waiting for it. As you get to the bottom of the stairs, you see Korak just kind of like standing there
Yeah.
and the Azorius
Okay.
man like running out the door.
Okay. Well, I have a. No, I don't think that counts. Oh, I did hide. So can I do no dash? Yeah? Am I making up stuff? I think I'm making up stuff.
You can next turn, but
Okay.
if you dash at this point because you've already hidden,
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
then give away your,
Okay.
your
Then
thing.
I'm done. I'm done then. I'm
Okay.
done doing things.
We're gonna move over to the Thopters. This one is going to fly down. It's realized that the Drake is not a Drake after it tried to stab at it. But it is going to unleash its sleep gas on both of you.
Oh no.
Well, I'm charmed.
yeah.
Maybe I should
Oh,
sleep
God,
anyways.
What's your hit point total?
Right now it's 14.
My maximum or my
Your
current
current.
total? I have 4.
Okay, you both are unconscious again.
I imagine.
But hey, probably better than
Yeah, me
helping
attacking
out
her.
the bad guy. As you both fall unconscious there.
I did one job. Keep the guy inside.
Oops.
This one is going to attempt to attack you now that you are unconscious.
Don't worry, I can wake you up again.
I don't think he has enough hit
A
points.
22 definitely does
Oh,
hit you.
yeah.
You take 8 points of lightning damage. But you may now make another wisdom saving throw at advantage.
And what, so what
Sorry, I had to get down to my hit points.
Oh, wait, no, you don't. It's automatically broken. Something that was
Yeah.
aggressive and on its side attacked you. So
No, I
your
know, I
charm
was-
is now broken.
Oh,
No,
so
my
yeah.
charm's broken. I was getting my hit points.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
yeah. Wait. Mind blank.
So
What am I
those are
doing?
those Thopters. Those are the only ones left at this point. Darrison, you are unconscious.
There's only 2 left?
Yep.
Okay.
Korak is unconscious. Oh no, now you're awake again because you
Oh.
just got
Sad.
attacked.
Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna get up.
And you still have
Okay.
some bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Mhm.
attack the thing nearest to me, whatever's nearest to me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna turn around with my great axe and just.
You're really pissed, I'm sure, at this point.
Probably.
It's been
Korak
a
just
rough
rights
night.
himself with the axe, just kind of like standing up, like.
Does he have to rage again? Still
If you
active.
want to rage,
I have
you
only
can.
2, and I don't know when we're gonna rest and when we're gonna have the next combat, so no.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do flat out 16 plus 19.
Definitely gonna hit.
And then I need my D12.
Good. Fuck him
2.
up. Plus your
Plus
strength
strength.
modifier.
5.
5, great. So you put like a hard cleave into the side of it and kind of like rattles a little bit and is able to kind of like pull itself off of your great axe and continue flying around. But it's looking pretty rough.
Good.
That's gonna bring us to this guy who actually steps forward and is going to hold out his hand, and this kind of like fungal hand is going to pull itself up from the ground and shoot towards the one that is attacking Korak.
What spell is that?
It is gonna miss though, and it's gonna clamber on the.
Not a very
the
good one,
ball
apparently.
hand.
No.
I want that spell.
Throw fire at
Thone.
Yes. Time for Thone to jump in and smack some robots around.
To just like,
Just
Yeah.
jump.
like
just
jump
jump.
down.
Boom.
Make an
Vaults.
acrobatics check.
Vaults over that.
So he doesn't,
Rather
like, fall
than
to
take the
floor.
stairs, if you're jumping down, make an athletics check or acrobatics. Either way.
I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration.
Come on.
So that's 7 and proficiency 8, 9, 10.
10. That's enough.
Good.
You are a big in. At this point, it's not even like a jump. It's like just like the hop down,
Mhm.
The whole floor shakes.
Yeah, and I'll take a.
and you
Take a
can
couple of swings
you can
at
get
that guy.
over to the one that hasn't been
Are
injured.
these guards ever going to do anything? Or are they just there for show? That wouldn't surprise me.
They're just
Statues, right?
statues.
Yeah,
Oh, they're statues.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
See, I thought they were guards. I can't really see the tiny statues. It's like, why are these guards standing around?
Natural 20. Oh
Standing.
snaps!
Wow.
Crush it. Alright,
So
so.
that is doubled
Okay,
plus
so
your modifier.
6 plus 1 is 7 damage.
Yeah. It's hurting.
Another attack. Woo, and a 1. This dice is
man,
polar.
it's very
Yeah.
swingy.
Yeah.
It lets you get one really good hit
mistress.
in, and then it's like, you know what, I'm tired.
Like,
I'm
you're
tired.
really
I
high
need
or
some
really
time.
low, but not in the middle.
Is a fickle mistress.
Alright. That's gonna bring us to Lucian.
So I wheel back around and I scan the room. I don't see Van Cleef. I call it to Korak. Korak, where's Van Cleef?
I don't know.
Yeah, where's your buddy?
Korak just rah, like
Just snorting,
Right.
hollering, roars. That's it.
What's my max movement down if I take the stairs?
if you take the stairs, you'll probably get to here with your movement.
Okay, is this one obstructed by?
The
Korak,
one
or-
behind Thone is, but this one across the way
Okay.
that's involved with Korak is not.
I'm just gonna shoot firebolt at that one.
I also have
Okay, go
4
for
hit
it.
points.
As I'm
if you
looking
have
around
one,
for
yeah.
Van Cleef, but I don't see him.
I don't think you want
20.
Lucy.
Definitely hits.
1.
He's trying
So
his
you roll
best.
9 hit points when you attack your allies,
Yeah.
and 1 hit point when you attack your
That's,
enemies.
that's what I do.
Man,
Yeah.
living up to that.
I'm,
Orzhov
I'm,
name.
I'm a law mage, not a,
Dude.
not a battle mage.
I love you. So he's going to slink down. He's gonna make an acrobatics check to see if he can like do something fancy on the way down. He can. He like kind of like rides the rail of the stair down and like stops on his like all 4 legs behind Thone, and actually like crawls along them and is going to stab out with his tail. That you see is actually barbed in this very like sharp barb there, and it's been coated in. It has like a little cap that's made it almost now like a dagger. You can see it kind of like held on with leather straps. He's going to try to. He rolled a natural 20 with his tail. Come on, Viashino
Can this be our
man.
new party member?
Is he wielding the short sword with his tail?
No. He's wielding the short sword with his hands, but because he tried to like very quickly rush down, he's attacking with his tail. And you've seen Viashino members, especially of the Boros Legion, they call them Swift Blades because they can attack with their hands, but Viashino tails are opposable. You know from your Is It Contact that you saw him use his tail for like manipulation and stuff like that. Swift Blades have been trained to use them as weapons. So they essentially have like daggers that have been like latched onto that tiny tail. That's a 4, 5, 6 points of damage to that one. And he, once again, and just like impales it at the end of his tail and just lets it hang there.
Wow.
Damn.
He's stealing all my kills.
He's killed
Yeah,
2 of them.
Hire
Kill
this
stealing.
guy.
I'm not
Yeah, can we?
he's stealing my experience.
He's gonna level up or not.
That is not how this works. Yeah, it's fine. So Van Cleef at this point is going to run off. You don't know where.
Cleave.
Luminitza, you are up.
How far can I where the fuck did Cleve go? I just sorry.
He
gone.
was
Out the door
past
and-
the door.
Oh,
and
then
off
fuck
now.
it. All right, then.
You can use your dash to get to the one that's
Can I?
fighting with Korak.
Can I get Darrison out of like pull him away from this? Like,
Yeah, you
okay.
can use. So you can move and grab Darrison, and using dash, you can get him basically kind of like back over here
Yeah,
to Golgari
yeah. Let's
Man.
just do that.
The creepy Golgari Man.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
that's.
No, yeah, no,
that's-
you're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
And I'll say like with that, since you're like actually dragging him along the floor, you are now conscious, Darrison.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna
Bumping
do
his
that
head,
at
just-
any.
Oh, well, yeah, because she can like bonus action dash and then action.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is going to come to the Thopter, who is still trying to attack Korak. But it misses.
Oh, thank
And
God.
it's going to try to fly up in the air, so you can get an attack of opportunity against
I
it.
am. I'm going to attack
Yeah,
it.
oh, Dash is just gone.
No. No. Okay, I fixed
Yeah,
it.
I want an attack of
Go
opportunity.
for it.
19 to hit.
Yeah.
Can I still add the,
Not for damage,
No.
only for the attack roll.
the 1?
Oh man.
Plus your
Plus
strength
strength,
modifier.
so 4.
Oh, 4. Excuse me, I forget.
How do you finish off the last Thopter?
So I'm gonna take my axe and with the flat side of it, I'm going to hit it like a baseball, and I'm gonna swing and hit it as hard as I can into the nearest wall. Just
So you
home run that bitch.
swing it up. It ricochets off of this statue's head and kind of cracks it a little bit and slams into this right wall here, and sparks just shower down above there. And everything kind of like stops for a moment, and you just hear like heavy breathing, and you still hear like chatter and screams, and you start to see a few people like kind of peek their head up from the balcony up here, kind of like peering through, trying to see if anything is okay. And you start like hearing all sorts of applause, and people are crying out. People are crying for the guards, crying for calling arresters in here. And you see folks starting to come in from the garden as everything's kind of reached a moment of like tense calm, but still calm. You kind of look as the Golgari man just kind of like looks down at his feet at Darrison, kind of like waking up, and just kind of puts a hand on your shoulder, and you watch as like lichen starts to spread across your burns and starts to flake away, and like the burn marks are gone, and you heal Darrison for.
Did you say gross? This man's healing you, and you're upset.
You heal
It's
for
really
9
gross
points of
way
damage.
healing.
And he kind of like stands and looks up at you and just goes, "Good job taking care of everyone. You both come find me when this is cleared up."
Do I know this man? Can I, like, because I mean, I deal with the Golgari. Do I know him at all?
Roll me a history check at disadvantage, because this it's not likely that you would have encountered this man, but still a potential.
So 6.
6. You've not
Yeah.
heard enough of this.
What is your name? How do I find you? What?
He just
What
kind
is
of like
going on?
strolls back to the garden area.
He
Just
just
walks out.
He's
You're like,
gonna
alright.
head back to the garden.
He
How
he
am
like
I-
puts his cape over his face and while he's staring.
Did you know him?
No, I didn't
How-
know. Are you? No, I don't know.
He
him.
wants us to find.
That's not the
Okay.
biggest problem right now. Are
I'm
you
very-
dying? Are you good?
I'm not dying.
Okay,
I
cool.
feel
And then I just leave.
better.
I hear he's not dying, and I have to
Wow.
go find a Miri.
So you head out to
Yeah.
the gardens.
fat
He-
lot of friends I have.
The Golgari
Yeah.
nobleman was heading out that way, and you can watch he's just heading over and just kind of like standing at like the far edge of the gardens.
Oh, okay.
And as you walk out, you see a Miri kind of like start to head towards you. It's just like, like you're back. Is everything fine?
Yeah,
Everything
everything's
good?
fine. Everything's good. I think I need to just check on the manor. So if you want to go head out and, you know, rest a while.
We're going to need to give statements whenever somebody arrives.
Do we though?
Well,
I mean,
do you want to be a part of the group that helped save the day?
I don't, but you can be.
She just kind of turns and kind of like grabs the dagger back from you. She's
Yeah.
like, "All right,
What? Okay.
done." And she kind of like strolls back inside.
So I'm gonna move towards the Golgari guy because she's already power hungry and wants
Okay.
to be part of that.
So
yeah.
we'll come back to everybody
Yeah.
inside as everything's kind of like calms down and it's like a little bit less tense. You still have the Viashino man down below, kind of like riding himself, and kind of like stops, and you can see now he's well dressed. It looks almost like a dress uniform for like a military person. No armor or anything like that, but just kind of like forcibly do it. And you do see that there is like a prominent medal that kind of like hangs off of his like
Can
left chest.
I see if I recognize him?
Sure. Roll me a history check.
History is in. That's a 12.
12. You do not know him personally, However, you did hear whispers through the party of a Boros person named Swiftblade Zemaya, who was here as an honorarium for their bravery at the riots of the Transguild Promenade.
After shaking myself, after being shocked for the 5th time, put my blade on my back, and I actually want to go up to him, surprisingly not as surprisingly calm as you would think, and go, "Well, you actually did. Your kind actually did something right, Boros. Thank you."
Your kind.
Thank you. I am not a fan of such a public eye, and just kind of like looks up at all of the people, basically like standing up above. They've kind of like roused the few people who were unconscious and are like starting to kind of like almost kind of like gossip. Like this one is like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened here at this gala. Oh my gosh, did you see those people? This one turns out it's that," like,
Yeah.
and so now it's just like the tale of what just happened is starting to like be spread amongst all of the other people who attended the party, and you see him just kind of like actively kind of like slouch away from being in such a public eye.
Oh, so he's gone.
I want him to join us. I want to pat him on the back. Say thank you.
He's like, "Oh, thank you. If I apologies, I don't people very well."
It's okay. You can
Um,
stop by Selesnya territory anytime. We'll have a drink.
I
Thank
thought the
you.
Boros liked the light being so highly regarded.
I do my job, and I do my job well, and that's all I wish to be known for. If you ever find yourself in need of somebody from the Legion, you can ask around. And just kind of like slinks over and starts reporting to one of the other Azorius members, somebody from the Boros Legion, and just starts kind of like giving their account of things. And you can see him just kind of be like very awkwardly kind of like doing all of this, but he like knows it's a part of the job.
What a cool dude. I'm gonna miss him.
Did we catch his name?
Zemaya.
Well, with that conversation, I'm just gonna go find the Great Mother. That's all I'm gonna do.
I'm over by the wall that Korak hit the last Theropter into, kind of looking at it in disbelief. And I look over at Korak, and I'm just like, "Could you please spare the crown molding next time?"
Korak is walking back towards the gardens, and you can see your father and a number of guardsmen appear from that area, kind of like flanking him. And he just kind of like walks over and kind of like peruses the chaos. She goes, "Well, nothing that money can do. And you showed surprising bravery today. Usually I would expect you to run into the library with the others."
Thank you.
You did a great job at attacking your teammates.
You didn't slink away. You made sure that a member of our house was public in its defense.
Well, my friends were in danger, sir. As was our great estate.
That's a little bit too much sentiment for this matter. Yes, but I would deign to say that I am, we'll just say, pleased with your performance today.
Thank you so much.
And
sir.
just walks away.
Can I, before he walks away, I heard you were fixing things with money. Could you fix, everyone here just witnessed a attack. Everything went, I'm still reeling from being electrocuted. I think there should be some sort of, compensation, reparations for what happened here today.
You watch as the woman attendant who was there whenever you were hawking your wares and selling him on the line, begins walking
I
up
was
and
a
goes,
different person then.
"Oh, you were. That's true. But
They don't know.
but you still recognize her."
Okay.
She walks up and goes, "Yes, we're going to begin taking statements and names and a detailed list of damages, if you will." And they get like,
All of me damaged. I was the one they pulled up for the
She's
whole debacle.
all of me. An elegant way to say that. She was great. Next, and like she just like walks over and continues like going through everybody. And you see Papa Lucian just gonna like turn and addresses everybody up top. He goes, "I'm terribly sorry for all of the chaos and all of the damage that has been done to everyone. We will be having the Azorius Arresters and a few Boros Legionnaires and our advocates begin asking questions of everybody and taking statements so that we may properly address those responsible," and just kind of like looks past him at like the empty front doorway that Van Cleve ran out. And they take the next 15 or so minutes. The Azorius Arresters start arriving, the Boros Legionnaires do, and they kind of like start doing so. And you can see that they now are like keeping people posted at like the front doors, all these different things, as folks are kind of like keeping their eyes on everything. But you watch as they're kind of like keeping watch everywhere, and eventually things start calming down. You all start to try to find each other, and you all kind of like slowly start congregating out into the garden area where Korak and Luminitsa have been keeping eyes on Spoopik Golgari Man.
So I want to advance on the Golgari man. Like, excuse me, sir, who are you?
And she goes, like, "Oh, just a interested party."
Bullshit. Who are you?
I say, we're by each other, right? In this manner.
I think you're. Are we by each other? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, at this point, everybody's kind of like gathered together outside. He just kind of like dead stares at you and she goes, "Watch your tongue around people above your station."
No, I'm gonna walk
No,
past her
I'm-
and grab at his collar to yank him up.
What?
Make a
What?
Constitution saving throw.
No, I back her up. I
Constitution?
call bullshit.
I'm actually proficient. Or I have saving throws. Does that mean I use my proficiency bonus? Okay, so that's 17 plus 5. That's 22.
You're fine, but there is a puff
Oh.
of as you go to advance on him. There is a puff of spore cloud that just like
I back the
erupts
hell up.
around him. And he just like takes a step back and he's like,
Yeah, Cora, can we not grab the man who can spew poisonous spores?
That doesn't. He eluded me earlier. You think he's going to be truthful to you?
Yes, actually
That's,
I do.
No,
Really?
I think it's fair. I'm doubling down on the bullshit accusation.
Bullshit.
You're a lot more than just an interested party. That much is very clear.
"Well, yes. Would you all like to?"
Have you explained yourself? Yes.
I don't care about your name. I just care about what you want and what you can help out for us.
Well,
Please be nicer to our guests. Just a little bit.
It's like I turn around, everyone's here. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. Okay, no.
stop.
Mm.
I'm assuming you all would like to get your hands on this man that just assaulted.
I want
all
to
of
know
your
who
friends.
you are.
Please.
I don't care who you are. You
Oh
can
my
you can
goodness.
get us to Van Cleef.
Well, but of course.
Which of these things matters, Luminitsa?
Both.
No,
But
you didn't have the conversation he had with me.
I'm gonna
Clearly
win this
trying
conversation.
to know who people are. He could be trying to get more information to attack us.
It's an Orzhov party. Everyone is trying to figure out information about everyone else.
yeah, he's got a point.
Everyone's
I get
obsessed
that.
with names.
Will you all stop
But I've had
being
a
so jumpy and so accusatory? If I just give you my name, is that literally all it takes with you people?
Yes.
Great.
A real name.
Of course.
For the record, I do not care about your name.
Oh my, Lucian.
Nor
Okay.
do
Wonderful.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Everyone needs to stop talking. What is your name?
I am Soboslav.
Soboslav. Okay.
Is he really Soboslav?
Roll an insight check.
I don't even know.
What is my insight? An 11.
An 11? He's Soboslav. I report directly to our Lich Lord Gerard of the Golgari. I am what you would call the public face of the matters. I handle functionaries, I handle events, I handle public decrees.
You're like the fungus version of my mother.
No.
What an odd thing to say, but not wholly inaccurate.
That's the charm of Phone. He is always
No, he
accurate.
is quite charming. I do enjoy it.
Ah,
Thank you.
okay.
Now,
actively conversing with a Azorius Arrestor and a Boros Legionnaire there. And she's spinning a wild tale, brandishing. And Caesar goes, Luminita,
Yes.
wonderful, wonderful. This one here, she helped protect me. She is my tithe taker, and
Well, I mean, you were protecting me as much as I was protecting you. We were just trying to make the best of a situation.
yes. But you all can keep watch. Please make note, if you will. I actively watched another ministrant of the Orzhov completely disregard this entire affair and gave no aid whatsoever. You can mark that down. That man is Ministrant Matisse Erkovitz. I watched it happen. He slung away. I don't know where he is now. He obviously had no interest whatsoever in actively helping any of the rest of us, much less another ministrant of his own church. Please mark that down. Erkovitz. It's Urkvitz. Carnage, but she just like kind of like downs it in one go and kind of doesn't even care and just drops it to the ground. It cracks a little bit more.
Okay. It's been a long night.
Yes.
As you were entertaining and the benefit of that. And if he's not worth it, I'm not
Not
gonna.
sure, but I'm terribly, terribly intrigued now.
I'm on the fence, honestly, because he didn't seem to have much to say, and so I just wondered if you knew more, or a way to know more.
Well, let's let tonight settle.
Alright.
I might have a way to Servislav, or I might have a way to appease his desires. But if we can find literally any other way to not deal with that one, that would be much preferred.
And who is that one?
Oh, Servislav.
Oh, that okay.
Kind of the creepiest and
Oh, I see. You're
greasy man I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he does live in the sewer, but like honestly,
I see. Not a fan of the Golgari, are you?
they look really pretty, and like their fungal dresses are absolutely gorgeous, but like there's still just something that just like it looks like dirt. Like it's kind of dirty. That's all I'm saying. It's like.
No, I understand.
I mean, like they're in the sewer. How do you not stop? It's It's a little icky.
Oh yes, and you've had a night and you are amped up. Obviously.
She grabs another broken
Yeah,
glass
yeah,
and grabs another drink.
and
She's like,
obviously you need a good
to.
drink. So I would recommend calling it an evening.
I need to retire.
Yes.
Do what you will. Give your statements. Do all of that. Find me tomorrow.
Okay, I can do that.
God, I'm going to have a splitting headache tomorrow.
Who is it?
And she just kind of like grabs yet another broken glass and begins like slinking away. At this point, she's taken off like a shoe.
Yeah,
she's a mess.
She's a
not
mess.
having it.
Okay, I'm gonna watch her go and then check to see if anyone's watching me. Is that a roll or no?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Nope. 4 plus 8.
Doesn't like appear to be anybody like actively paying attention to you.
Okay, I want to bounce and leave because I'm gonna go find Nicola.
Okay, great. So as you head out, you see Lucian, Darrison, and Thone heading up the stairs, presumably to go find Lucian Saxos Sr. And that is where we will leave things off before the break. So when we come back, we will go confront the master of the house to see what information he might have regarding Soboslav and Van Cleave and see what's going on with these incredibly shady people who keep trying to get the party to do incredibly shady things. So thank you all so much for sticking with us through the first act. At the break, we are going to have a special video that we have filmed for you all that's going to give you a little bit more insight into the world of Ravnica. If you are just joining us for the first time or you're still relatively new to our campaign and the world that we are playing in. So that will actually play at the start of the break, so definitely give that a watch. And we will see y'all in about 10 or 15 minutes after the break. Thank you all so much. Hello everyone, I'm Wesley, your Dungeon Master here on Color Guards, and I'm here to give you a quick breakdown on the world of Ravnica from Magic the Gathering. Ravnica is an ecumenopolis, a planet-wide city, with the only natural elements being parks, gardens, and ruined areas of the city that have been reclaimed by nature. Ravnica is broken up into districts, with much of the action here on Color Guards taking place within the 10th district, which is again broken up into 6 different precincts, think boroughs from New York City. Long ago, citizens of Ravnica agreed to the Guild Pact to organize and structure society and protect each other from all-out warfare. The 10 guilds that represent and rule Ravnica alongside one another are as follows. The Azorius Senate, lawmakers and judiciaries. The Boros Legion, military strength and seekers of justice. The House Demir, shadowy information brokers and spies. The Golgari Swarm, undercity necromancers and sewer-dwelling reclaimers. The Gruul clans, of which our own Korak Ironhoof is a part of, are anarchs and savage clansmen. The Izzet League, engineers and mad scientists. The Orzhov Syndicate, which counts our own Lucian Zaxos and Luminitsa Pitorescu, are mafia-esque bankers and priests. The Cult of Rakdos,
which counts our own infamous Darrison LeMay amongst its members, are devil-worshipping performers and satirists. The Selesnya Conclave, of which our own Thone belongs to, are preservers of nature and community balance. And finally, the Simic Combine, evolutionary biologists and geneticists. Within these 10 groups, there is much vying for power, intrigue, plotting, backstabbing. Our campaign begins in the summer season, as the Azorius Senate makes a very blazing display of public power with the formation of their maximum security facility, Udzik. Now that you're caught up on the world and citizens of Ravnica, you can catch us every week, Sundays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time here at twitch.tv/colorguards. Thanks for sticking with us through the break, and we'll see you in the second half of tonight's episode.
And welcome back, everyone. Thank you all for sticking with us through the break. Last we left off, the party fended off the Thopter menaces. Unfortunately, Van Cleef had run away into the night, and the party rebuffed the advances and information gathering from Soboslav, a Golgari nobleman who tried to lure the party in with promises of information regarding Van Cleave. But the party was split and undecided on how to proceed, with Darrison and Luminita posturing that Lucian's father would likely have information on both parties, given that he was the host of said event. And so they have elected to try to curry favor with the master of the house in an attempt to learn more about both Soboslav, the Golgari nobleman, and Van Cleave, the Azorius man presumably behind these Thopter devices. So we leave off with Lucian, followed shortly thereafter by Darrison and Thone heading up to meet with Mr. Zilzaxis.
Alright, so I'm in the room with him.
So you
we're
all
just heading up
I wanted to talk to him before he went in. Before he went in the room to
talk to Lucian?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, so just so we're clear, we need to know about Van Cleave, and we need to know about this Soboslav guy.
Mm-hmm.
I as far as anything else, I don't know what else happened here, but they're clearly the main players at whatever happened tonight. So
You seem very stressed today.
today has been very stressful. I don't know. I understand. You know. Remember when you were stabbed
Yeah.
and how harrowing of an experience that was for you?
I wake up every night screaming thinking about it, yes.
Well, I was just nearly electrocuted to death. It's kind of like getting stabbed. A lot. Everywhere. So I'm understandably shaken.
My apologies. I just got to stand back and shoot robots while my dad patted me on the back and called me a good boy, so I'm having a pretty good evening myself. But
You did more than stand back and shoot robots, and well, I know your father wouldn't say it, but I'm more than pleased with you today. I'm proud of you.
Aww.
And I'm going to hand him my last point of bardic
Aw.
inspiration.
Aww. I'm not gonna lie,
Before
for
he
a
goes
second I
in.
thought you were just gonna leave it at you're more than pleased with him, and I was like, is no one gonna say they're proud of him? Come on.
That means so much.
I'm
Darcy.
proud of you. I saw you shoot fire at things. It was amazing.
Things indeed, yes.
Yes.
Look,
Many things.
I understand he's intimidating, but if you could face all of that without shaking, I know that you can handle him. And remember, you're the hero today. Don't let him take that away from you.
I feel so inspired right now.
We are all heroes today. We're gonna find Saber Save.
Who?
Fungus Man.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I probably should have written that name down.
Yeah, one of us probably should have.
Sloboslav.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Sounds delicious.
It doesn't really roll off the tongue. I don't know.
All right.
Anyway,
I'll be back very quickly, and
We'll be
hopefully
here.
we can continue on and find Van Cleave and clear up this whole mess.
all right. You have backup outside if you need us.
So I go in.
And
Father's
and
office.
there is one of the guardsmen that's kind of like right outside, but they are like completely stationary.
Yeah.
You also give me a perception check.
10.
10. You also recognize telltale signs that this is not a like human guardsman. This
Oh.
is probably like a flesh golem homunculus guardsman
Okay.
underneath all that armor. So they're not even like really paying attention to like anything you guys are saying.
Mhm.
They're just standing outside the door because they were told to stand outside the door. But they recognize you, so they don't attempt to like stop you as you walk inside. And you walk in and you can see your father standing over his desk, the fire in the fireplace blazing behind him, and he has about 4 advocates all in front of him, including the woman who was previously very bothered. that
Oh,
you,
yeah.
did not follow in her footsteps. And as soon as he sees you walk in, he goes, "That'll be enough. We'll meet tomorrow. You all may leave now."
Father.
And they kind of like all kind of like gather up their files and their folders, and they kind of like fall in line and continue walking out. And he kind of like turns to the attendant woman who is seeing to everybody. He goes, "You can leave the docket at the table. You may go as well." And she just kind of gives him like a slight nod. He goes, "I did not stutter. You may leave." She just kind of like sets the book down and walks out a little bit quicker than maybe she would have. And your father walks over with a whiskey glass in each hand and kind of like hands you one over. He goes, "Come, sit.
Of course, Father.
We've all had a trying day today."
So, I come to you because I wanted to have a word with Van Cleve. I trust that your men captured him before he left the premises?
He goes, "Oh, no, Van Cleve is in the wind."
That's unfortunate. I was hoping that the Golgari man that was speaking to us was lying.
Oh, you're referring to, and he kind of like walks over and kind of like thumbs through the docket and he kind of flips the page. It's like, was it Soboslov?
Yes. So, was he inviting?
Of course.
Gerard's right-hand man.
Well, we have to invite all of the guilds whenever we throw events like this. Whenever they are fully promoted amongst all of the guilds, we can't play favorites. We
Of
have to
course.
play the game.
Well, Sloboslav approached my friends and I and informed us that he knows where Van Cleve might be hiding out. And my first instinct was to charge right in there and grab him and drag him back to here to pay for his crimes, but my friends are more reticent, and I was wondering your advice on whether you thought he would be trustworthy.
Well, Soboslov can't be trusted.
That's unfortunate.
That man is completely shady. I trust that, no doubt, he would likely lead you exactly to where Van Cleve was, but whether that's because he's directly working with Van Cleve or whether he wanted him taken out for his own purposes, I mean, I can posture left, right, and sideways, but I don't trust that man as far as I can throw him. And he like holds up his arm. He's like, "We are not stout, Mrs. Axis."
Well, Father, I want nothing more than to put a nice bow on this evening and right what was wronged. And I just want to know what you would do if you were in my situation with the information that I have.
Well, we can certainly use what information gathering we have. We have a team of advocates. We have attendants at our disposal. We can find what we're looking for. We can find that man. And you are quite right. You will drag him right back here, and he will be held accountable by our people.
I would love nothing more, Father.
It's like, if you do this, and we are able to get the information that we're seeking, I would have you be the one who represents our family in their case against him.
That is such an honor. I am not worthy, Father. Surely we have much more talented law mages than I. I could not take a case like this.
We do, but we don't have law mages that also fought off the attackers that wanted to dispose of our great evening.
You honor me, Father. I'm so touched.
Stop. Your sentiment is starting to sour me.
So you would prefer I wait until our men have had the chance to gather the information and possibly find out where Van Cleef is on their own?
Yes. Maybe we'll find out that this Soboslav is a little bit more connected than we originally anticipated. I do also have to see to... What was it? Oh, that poor knuckle-dragging kiss-ass. Which one was it? Matisse Erkovitz. Are you familiar with this man?
Is he a ministrant?
He is. Have you had dealings with him in the
believe I
past?
saw him slink away during the fight.
He did. And he's no longer on the premises.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Someone should see to that, shouldn't they, Father?
Oh, someone shall. Right now I have him and Soboslav and that god-forsaken Van Cleef on a special list of people that we'll be gathering information about. I don't seem to trust either of, well, any of them. Van Cleef seemed to be completely responsible. This Soboslav seemed to be completely opportunistic with his assistance and helping. And Matisse Erkovitz seemed to be completely missing whatsoever. I don't trust any of those things.
So odd.
But we'll see what we can find out about them.
Of course, Father. If I may, I believe I can track down some information about Matisse, while your men work on finding out more information about Van Cleef.
You continue to surprise me.
I only try my best, sir.
I would deign to say that I'm proud of you right now. But I won't. Come find me tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, sir. As you wish.
And kind of gestures you off. Leave the glass
Yes, sir.
on a coaster.
Yes. All right, boys. Here's the deal. My father is well aware of the situation, as I expected. And he says we should absolutely not trust the Golgari under any circumstances. So, I apologize. You were right. I was wrong.
Darrison, roll me a quick insight check real fast.
12.
You see, like, a little bit of tear at, like, the corner of one.
Well, I appreciate it.
However, there is another matter of the Ministrant Matisse. I saw him slinking away during the fight, and he's gone missing, and my father would be remiss if he weren't found, so I told him that we would take up the case. The case? What?
We're not
Case?
bounty hunters.
What case? A coward ran away during a fight.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Here.
A bunch of people ran away,
He's
right?
doing us a favor by finding out information so that we may continue investigating as we wish, so we're going to do him a favor.
Oh, okay, that's understandable. But I guess one thing keeps bugging me. I'm a little tired of all these favors that include me putting my life on the line in exchange for information. Your father's very, very rich, and I wasn't joking about getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Information is not going to feed me.
Of course. What? You know what? That is a great point, and I think you should take that up with him yourself.
Absolutely, and I'll start going for the door. I'll see if he stops me.
Do you stop him?
No.
Great.
If anyone stops me.
I just like smirk to myself.
The door opens, and you begin walking in, and it is one of the most ostentatious rooms you have ever walked into.
How dare you?
Things are gilded that definitely don't need to be gilded just because they can be.
Trumpian.
Accurate. The level of accuracy of that statement is just bewildering. Everything is silk and gilded gold and like black velvet. It's like right at the edge of gaudy. Like it could be gaudy, but it's still like not. But it's definitely that kind of awful place. And as you kind of like walk in and take in the sight, he just kind of turns. He's like, honestly, you can't listen to anything that I said. I told you to come back tomorrow. Pardon.
You're excused.
He just kind of like stops and smirks a little bit. You're one of the men who helped defend our home tonight, is that correct?
I did to the best of my ability. One of many people who stepped up to defend your home tonight.
Great. Do you count yourself amongst any of the guilds? And he kind of like stops and walks over to the desk and picks up a quill and stands at the docket that the woman is writing in.
I as much as I can say, I'm just a waiter here. But my work has been with the Orzhov fairly consistently. So, you know, if it puts food on the table, I guess.
Roll a deception check.
I am so uncomfortable right now.
It's a 23.
Ah, he rolled so good too. She looks and goes, understandable, great. Is there anybody that you report to that would find favor in how you acted this evening?
Well, I'm not looking for favor. I didn't do it for the glory.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm not asking if you were looking for the glory. I'm asking if I can give it to you.
I am saying that I would prefer the glory go to the brave men who fought much more fiercely than I did.
I've taken down their names. One was my son. You know my son.
Yes.
There was also Strunbarthone of the Selesnya Conclave, who's the big Loxodon
Yes,
man.
a
with
formidable
great.
presence.
Once again, we have to give credit to that powerful Viashino man, Swiftblade Zamaya of the Boros Legion.
I saw that they were.
There was also Korak Ironhoof of the Gru clans. One of the Gru clansmen protected my home. I'm gonna have to read
Protected me personally.
so many things.
If
I'm
you
very
recall,
pleased and
I was right next to him. I was in awe of his strength. Honestly.
There was also Ministrant Amiri, although those reports are wildly inaccurate and we're not quite sure.
Well, I hear she's very quick and very swift. She must have moved about.
Roll a deception check.
That's another 23.
Ah! He keeps rolling so well, but you were like the lyingest liar. He goes,
Takes
well,
on a
if
number.
that is what she did, I'm definitely going to have to take note and return the favor at some point. That's very interesting. Do you have any connections with any of the other staff that was on tonight? There was the Lady Alicia from who brought her performers here.
Yes. I mean, I met her during the party. I got her drinks and food as she desired. Though I did see one of the performers was hurt. It seemed they fell. I hope that they're okay.
Yes, and that's not you don't have any other connections with her, any previous work history, anything like that?
No, I'll take it as a compliment, but I don't feel that I would really fit in with her line of work.
He goes, well, you never know.
But I do hope that they were taken care of. I guess that's the point of my being here.
And you don't wish to be named in any of this?
No, I again, like I said, I'm not here for fame or glory or anything. I just, a lot of people were hurt really bad today, and I have faith in this house to make it right, and I wanted to ensure that not only were the people hurt taken care of, but their families taken care of in the time that they may need to recover.
Well, we've taken the names of everybody who helped defend this home and the people in it, as well as everybody who has been injured. Those injured will have all of their medical costs covered by us. We're currently working with both the Boros Legion and the Simic Combine in their various healing ways to be able to see to all of the injuries. We did also want to have a honorary ceremony for those responsible for helping defend this place. And if there's no one that you necessarily report to and you don't want to have any of the glory, I'm more than happy to do so in a private manner for you, as well as make sure that all of those who have defended this place so honorably have been properly recompensed.
That would be more than generous.
Did you want private or public?
Private is fine. That's why I figured I'd see to it myself.
Great. He bends down and you see him unlock a drawer at the side of his desk, and he pulls up a black velvet bag, and you see him kind of like hold his hand over top of it, and everything kind of coalesces into it. And he says, well, since you refuse to have public glory, at least have this. Make sure that none of the others see it or make note of it. We'll have their proper ceremony tomorrow. But since I can't make sure that you receive a good word back to whoever you report to, at least you can have this. And he hands you over a bag that has 5 Orzhov minted platinum pieces in it. So you have a bag of 50 Xenos. And on it blazes the Orzhov Guild symbol. And he has given you an Orzhov charm.
What does it say?
I say, what is this Orzhov charm?
That is it is a one use. So once you have used the charm, it is gone. He says, well, I couldn't promise you proper recompense and renown otherwise, but at least you can have that little token to show my gratitude for protecting myself and my family.
I shall cherish it. Again, very generous of you.
He goes, if anybody does see you with anything, let everyone know that their proper recompensation will come tomorrow during the honorarium ceremony outside of my home here.
Oh, of course. Believe me, discretion is key in these sort of situations, and I'm very good at not being seen. It
Thank
makes
you.
me a great waiter.
You may leave now.
I will leave.
Do you hold the bag in your hand, or do you kind of
No,
like
I put
stow
it
it away? Cool. You walk out to see Lucian and Thoner.
How did it go?
Your dad is full of shit. But I'm gonna keep walking down the hallway because I don't want anything to be overheard.
How
How dare you?
I'm sure he's a delightful man.
He is, he's just stressful man.
Sounds like he just
You're
needs a
nothing
hug.
like him, Lucian. That's a compliment.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Anyway, let's, I suppose, see what the others got themselves into.
As you all walk out, everything is kind of starting to like wind down. Everybody is starting to like slowly disperse. You don't see Luminitza anywhere. Korak, are you still hanging around, or have you?
I probably would have gotten a drink or two, yeah.
Okay, Korak is kind of hanging around, still actively drinking, because everyone else is too worried to drink, but there's still lots of booze. But you all look over and see Korak just kind of like standing at the top of the kind of like balcony that's looking out over as everybody is like slowly dispersing. And you can see Alicia actively kind of like picking her people up. You see her kind of like talking with the attendant woman and kind of like pointing out the tight ropes and like how to take them down, things like that, and making plans to retrieve the supplies and things tomorrow after all of this is calmed down.
All right.
So, how is everyone doing? I'm having a fantastic night.
Same. It's quite a party.
Yes, wasn't it? Wasn't it quite a party? See, Aren't you so glad I invited all of you?
I need to come to these more often.
So my father had something interesting to say. He suggested that we do not trust our Golgari friend because he is not to be trusted. So we shan't do that.
And so, what was his proposed alternative?
He said that he would gather information about Van Cleef himself, and in the meantime, he would prefer if we could find the whereabouts of a certain ministrant who fled the party and is nowhere to be found.
You know, I know your father just as well as I know this Golgari man.
Yes.
So there's not really any change of trust here.
Well, I know my father much better than you do, and he is to be trusted. He wouldn't put his son in harm's way.
I
Would
know
he?
his father quite well, and he's not to be trusted at all.
Excuse me.
That's
And I
kind of what I
agree with
figure about the
you.
Orzhov in general.
My father is a lot of things, but he's an honorable and trustworthy man.
Honorable, perhaps.
Your father
Trustworthy,
is a
I'm
lot
sure.
of things.
He invites you into
End
his home.
sentence, period.
He lavishes you with gifts.
To get information, most
With
likely,
gifts-
because we seem to
gifts,
be doing this for
uh,
everybody else.
Getting electrocuted is not necessarily a gift.
He did.
Maybe, I don't know what those Izzet people are up to over there. I don't know if they were excited or anything, but not my cup of tea.
Let it be known, Darrison does not king shame. At all.
But I wanted to ask, when you talked to your father, did he say anything about this Van Cleef person?
Not in particular. Just that he had escaped the grounds and his men were doing their best to find any information on his whereabouts.
Did he know who he is?
Well, yeah,
Why he was here?
he was invited.
He gave a presentation.
Yes.
What was the purpose of that?
I mean, I think it's pretty self-evident, isn't it?
Unless we threw an entire party to electrocute a waiter, I don't think it's very self-evident to me at this point in time. No.
Well, you apparently don't know my father as well as you think you do.
Well, I think your father has ulterior motives.
I think.
What if he
your
knew this was
father-
going to happen, and so he let it happen so people could flock to the Orzhov for, you know,
That sounds-
protection or money
It sounds
or
like he's
whatever?
pointing at other people as well. He's trying to get us to go after them. I don't even see the relevance.
Whoa! Where is all this coming from?
If he hired him or invited him here to give a presentation, I feel like he knows a lot more than nothing about him.
My father is an honest man. He would never do anything to put his son in danger.
He just sent you
I don't
to.
think he really cared. I think he was just more happy that you did something that wasn't stupid and cowardice, and gave you applause.
I agree.
I think that we've been giving our matters, our personal interest to other people's hands, doing them favors, and not getting much in return. And I
what-
think it's just
I mean,
roundabout.
I
Just stamp
think
your foot.
Korak might be. I
Yeah.
think Korak might be onto something. Whoever this person you were sent after, who was it again?
Ministrant Matisse.
Matisse. Never heard of him. Sounds like, honestly, a made-up name. It's probably a wild goose chase to get you out of the house long enough for him to cover up whatever's going on, to do damage control for this catastrophe. I feel like he's understating this a lot. This is a catastrophe of quite epic proportions to happen inside of an Orzhov estate. I think he does not have the upper hand in any way, shape, or form after what has happened tonight. This is not good. This is bad PR for the Orzhov right now.
No one died. Just a few minor injuries. The average Golgari party is much worse.
But we're talking about the Orzhov.
What do you want from me? I suggest
Getting
we
hurt
go.
at an Orzhov party, nobles invited here on good faith, being injured by devices that the Orzhov purchased and brought into this. This is real bad, and I think a lot of people can take advantage of this situation. People like, if I had to guess, the Golgari, this weirdo who won't tell us anything about why he wants to do what he wants to do, but all of a sudden wants the people that can combat these machines and kind of make the Orzhov look bad. feel like we kind of made the Orzhov look bad tonight. And I think this Golgari man noticed that and wants to take advantage of that. And we're getting sucked into some sort of power struggle, and I don't know which side we want to be on.
But that just means he wants to take down Cleef, which is exactly what we want to do.
Oh, I don't think he cares about taking down Cleave. Like I said, this makes Zilzaxos look bad. Second in command of the Golgari.
Yes.
Now has an upper hand on a Zilzaxos.
I don't think he has the upper hand on anything. Whatever it was that was attempted here didn't work. It could possibly be some PR manipulation. That's
Or
about
it
as far as it
did.
goes.
Well,
it
then
could have worked.
It could have worked if we weren't here.
But I was here, and I punched it. I punched it all to death.
And so why does the Golgari man now want us on his side?
I don't know that he does. No one talked to him.
We tried and you all
interfered.
scared him off.
We interfered with what could have been an attack on the Orzhov, and now what does he want? We don't know what he wants. Does he want us out of the picture so he can't interfere again? Does he want us to interfere in someone else's affairs?
Well, it's time to ask him. I'm gonna find a way to talk to Slaver Slave.
I think it's definitely time to ask him. I don't know how we're going to find a way to talk to him, because we have asked him. I asked him at least 3 times, I'm pretty sure, and he's very dodgy.
That's
Sounds like
true.
a lot of people we know.
But again,
Is that... I've been nothing but forthcoming with you, Korak.
Well, maybe
You made up fake
but we
names
know
for
a
all
bunch
of us.
other people that
Yeah.
aren't very forthcoming.
So that a gang of goblins didn't know who we are. Do you trust the gang of goblins?
I'm just
Thumb?
saying that
He trusts
calling other people
everybody.
dodgy.
I know,
I
Thumbs
trust
doesn't
everyone,
trust-
and
Yeah,
It's gotten me far.
What do you even want from this, Darrison? You didn't want to go after Sloboslav, and so you encouraged me to talk to my father. I talked to my father, and apparently you find him untrustworthy and wouldn't have believed what he said anyway. So what are your motivations in all
Well,
this?
it's true.
I find him untrustworthy because he didn't give us really any information. He said he would take care of it himself and sent us in a different direction.
He said he would find the information for us, and once he has the location of Van Cleef, we would go personally collect
And
him and
then-
drag him back here to account for his crimes.
When he has the information and controls the information, he can disperse it as he wishes.
And there's nothing wrong with that. My father is a very honorable and just man. He'll do the right
I'm not
thing.
here.
I'm not here.
Luminitsa?
No, I'm not here. I
You're
already
not even
left.
here?
Yeah, I left.
She left.
She left?
She duped it.
Yeah, I wish she was
still-
here. I wish she
Luminitsa
was
went to go
here.
find
This is
her Golgari contact
Yeah.
to ask about. but
Surprisingly-
she is not here.
No, I'm not
Possibly
here at all.
the
This
first
is entertaining,
time.
though.
it's possibly the first time I've wished Luminitsa was here.
I just wanted
You
a
guys
witty remark.
just like
You can call a break
Takes
to the
one
discussion
to no
meet
one.
up tomorrow.
Fine, let's take a night. We'll sleep on it, we'll recover from our wounds, and we'll meet up tomorrow with Luminitsa and discuss the best way forward.
Yes, maybe she
Hopefully
can
in
help
our own
explain
hands.
how lying works.
And I'm sure when the shock of the battle is cleared, you will see more you will see more straight that my father can be trusted and we should do as he asked. He has my best interest at heart, which means he has your best interest at heart.
No, that's not how that works. Are you his? Is he your boyfriend?
Even Thone went, ooh.
Is he your lover? Is he somebody that could raise your house to power? No,
Thone
he's
was willing to
not.
trust the
Your
Golgari
dad
man
doesn't
with-
give jack shit about anybody else.
Lucia,
About his other than his own reputation. Anyways,
Listen,
sleep.
I-
Let's do this.
I believe you and I trust you, and that's why tonight I was proud of you. And I will walk away from the conversation.
As you walk away and everybody kind of like starts making plans to just meet up tomorrow and check back in with everybody. Alicia does stop and says, yes, sir. We wanted to thank you for properly defending everyone here, and we all were, me and my girls were very worried about the state of your well-being. If you would like, you can attend with us and help us
carry our gear back to our home, and we can treat you to a nice meal and a heavy drink, if you would like such a reward.
Who are these people again? Who did you
It's
say?
Alicia.
Alicia.
Yeah. She's just talking louder than
mhm.
she probably normally would.
Oh, ladies, I was just doing my job, you know. If you need help carrying your things, I mean, I'd be happy to. But no reward is necessary.
Of course, thank you. As, you kind of walk out, she just kind of looks over. She's like, "Sorry, I understood that you were putting on a display, so I figured I'd add one of my own. Just wanted to make sure you were okay." You
For the
don't.
time being, I feel okay.
You don't have to talk about it. It's a lot. Is there anything any of us can do to try to help in any way?
It's a long shot, but you might know some people in your line of work that maybe know things that might help. We could talk.
Who are you looking for?
Well, I guess first off, Van Cleve, the man responsible for what happened. Some Golgari man. I don't know how often you cross paths with them, but
Unfortunately, we don't have many of many
Sobislav.
Bulgaria.
Sobislav. He's second in command in the Golgari. So maybe you know someone who knows someone. I don't know.
Pass his name to me when we get back to the house. I'll take his name and see what I can find. But Van Cleve shouldn't be too much of a worry.
And lastly, I don't think he matters at all, but Matisse Erkivitz.
Is he a ministrant?
I don't know, it sounds made up.
Well, I believe one or two of my employees have dealt with a ministrant Matisse. I'm not going to lie, Erkovitz sounds like the worst name I've ever heard in my life.
It's like
Does he have like a mustache that he twirls? Like
It's
it
like-
sounds like he just like gutturally like caught his breath.
yeah, it's like you have something stuck in your throat and you
He's
can't.
like,
and you
Fits.
you try to
Like-
drink water, it doesn't help. You try to cough it up, it
you
it
like
won't go
swallowed
either way.
and went down the wrong pipe. and,
Definitely.
like then just ended it
Definitely.
with bits. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like somewhere between choking and then sneezing.
At this point, she kind of like lets out a little bit of a chuckle, and it's probably like the loudest thing that's like happened at this point as you all are like gathering gear, and it kind of like echoes a little bit through the hall, and she's just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And she just kind of like continues gathering. She's like, stop it.
You know, it's
I'm glad to see that you can still joke after all of that.
yeah. Ooh. Grow up so fast. Sorry, I know that's your line, but oh boy, it's been a few weeks.
Understand. You have a bed as long as you need it.
Of course.
She continues gathering
I'll
up
need
her
it.
supplies and kind of like heads out. So you all take your night together. Luminita, you have your meeting
Yes.
with Nicola,
Yeah.
which we will see to it another time, but you do get some information
Right.
out of it that you can share to the rest of the party when you next meet up.
Mm-hmm.
And you all gather back together. Once again, Alicia sees Darrison to sending out notices to the rest to come join you all.
We're
To be able to meet up in the morning.
Our regular brunch spot.
Our
Yeah.
regular
At the
brunch
brothel.
spot.
Great. At the brothel.
Yeah.
The Eggs Benedict
I mean, like,
are
it's
to die
also a
for.
performance hall, but,
Yeah.
like,
All right.
let's be real. They're performing for a reason.
Yeah.
It depends on
Um,
what time of day. You know,
yeah,
you
it's
gotta
fine.
know
Yeah.
when to go.
Yeah. So you all meet back up the next morning. As Lucian arrives, he actually brings with him an invitation to an honorarium ceremony for Korak and Thone. And he brings one for Luminitsa that is addressed to Ministrant Amiri.
Okay.
For your bravery and valor in the harrowing events of last evening. For a ceremony that will take place outside of the Zilzaxos estate. And along with said invitation, you bring with you the morning paper, as it were, that is just ablaze with people's recounts and retellings of what happened and all of the bravery that was shown from Strunba Throne, Korak Ironhoof, Lucian Zilzaxos, an unnamed waiter, and Ministrant Amiri.
I bring gifts, friends, and I just like plop it all down on the table. We are minor Ravnican celebrities.
I just look at the one that's a mirror and I'm like, that's funny. All right.
Yes.
People really are responding to what we did. We are heroes in the eyes of the public. Isn't that fantastic?
I'm
No,
always excited to serve Selesnya
No.
and represent Selesnya in a positive light.
I think it's useful. What's wrong, Cora? What's wrong with this?
Again,
Don't you like your work being appreciated?
I don't like what you're like. We had this discussion last night. I'm not gonna get into it.
You woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I feel amazing. I feel empowered. I feel like I can do anything that I want to do.
Me too.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
See, why can't we have more positivity?
Group
like down
hug.
here? Yes.
No.
Yes, I agree.
Absolutely
Group hug.
not. No.
Roll dexterity saving throws.
Come on,
No.
don't fail me. Bye, dice.
What dexterity saving throws? What is that? No,
No, you got hugged.
Yeah, I got
I
hugged.
got, I got a 12.
Yes. You got
I
it.
got her.
I got a 12.
You got 12. You get like a little bit of a hug and then kind of squeeze out of it.
No. Absolutely.
It's
Yes.
way too early for all
This
of
is
I agree.
this is great. I think it's great
this.
that
The hug?
It's fantastic.
that this has gone public, but I think someone needs to get a jump on it because Orzhov's going to spin this like it wasn't a big deal.
Wait, what gifts did we receive?
The invitations.
No, but we got gifts too, right? At the ceremony?
These
We aren't at the ceremony
No,
yet?
we're not at the ceremony yet.
I was
These are your
excited.
invitations to the ceremony.
Alright.
And I'm looking at Amiri just to see what the thing is. I'm looking at the newspaper. I pulled the newspaper and the invitation, just looking through them while they're bickering.
I'll admire your fancy invitations.
There you go.
Probably gilded.
When you pull out Amiri's, a little note falls out alongside of it, and it's addressed to Amiri, and it basically gives the impression that they know it wasn't Amiri, but
So I read that and I'm just like, that's fucking funny.
but publicity is publicity at this point.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna laugh, and then I'm just gonna take it and put it in my pocket so she doesn't have to see that. So they just.
Oh, so you pocket that.
Yeah, I pocket that part of it.
Looking out for your boss.
I know what I'm doing.
I'm so proud.
So yeah, I'm looking through everything. As I guess they were talking, so I'm just trying to figure out like. So the ceremony's tonight. Tomorrow.
It's tonight.
Tonight. Okay. Okay. So the ceremony's tonight. We are all invited. I'm assuming you're unnamed waiter. Why did you not give a name? You love giving names.
I don't plan on attending.
You don't plan on attending.
I mean, not.
Are you not planned on an unnamed waiter attending?
Unnamed waiter will not be attending.
not even the bask in the glory of this friend's moment.
I
We don't
will
really
be there.
bask in
I
the
would
glory of
absolutely
anything.
no. I do plan on being there to support you guys. I just
The waiter will
don't
not.
require some big ceremony and some gaudy medal to pat me on the back for what I did. I'm again, like I said earlier, the Orzhov are trying to spin this like
Oh, you learned
It-
something about the Orzhov? And it sounds like you actually understand what the Orzhov's about.
did you read the paper? They're
Yeah,
trying to make
no, I
this be
know.
like some wonderful thing happened and all these people were saved. What about the fact that this went wrong in the first place? We're kind of glossing over
this
that.
is Orzhov, though. I mean, you have to use that to your advantage. You can't change the wheel. You know, like you can't change the way it moves. You just have to figure out a
I'm
different
just
way
saying they're
to
I
make it
agree.
work
they're
for
selling
you.
I
they're
agree
selling
with
an
the
angle
shady
of the
one.
story that makes them look real good when they really messed up.
This is an interesting argument you're having because you're not going to change anything. They're just going to kill you. They're going to crush you. So why are you trying to be righteous?
And guess
who?
what? We had to
Kill
deal with his father to
unnamed
go do
waiter?
some gift for
Unnamed
her,
waiter is
some
already
thing
dead,
with him.
as far as I'm concerned.
What deal did you make?
He made it, actually, with
Oh.
his father.
Yes.
Oh yes,
That
his
we're a
father
part of
is
now.
trying to send him on a wild goose chase to get him out of the way while they do PR.
Well, what's the goose chase? It could be beneficial.
So, my father suggested that we shouldn't trust Jared's second
Oh,
in command.
I have the same answer from my contact, so yes, I'm agreeing.
And while he's gathering information on Van Cleef's
Said
whereabouts,
it first.
he suggested that we could track down a certain ministrant that fled the scene and is still missing.
Matisse?
Yes! Do you know him?
Amiri knows it.
Of course. They work together. Right?
No, actually, they don't. Apparently, he is not around Orzhov at all.
What?
Yeah, so that's interesting. I don't think it. I do kind of agree it is a goose chase, but it's interesting that he was there, and I'm wondering why he left.
What about Van Cleve? Does Amiri know anything about Van Cleve?
No, and she doesn't know anything about Slobosov either, except that she doesn't like the Golgari, which that's disappointing. But that's
I
either
love the Golgari.
agreed. So
So
I just don't want to go there
Go where?
to the Undercity.
Oh, me either, particularly.
Yeah.
here's the thing about Lucian's deal that rubbed me a bit the wrong way. Van Cleve is the one that like caused this whole thing, and he's the one that no one really knows anything about or where he went, and apparently his father is going to find out what happened to Van Cleve while we're running off chasing after Matisse.
No,
No, I agree with that because Van Cleef was responsible for everything, and what if Lucian Senior was the one that set this whole thing up? It's possible Van
yes.
Cleef could actually end up having
He-
information that
You
hurts.
guys
He
know-
invited
What I was saying last night.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I was saying
look,
that last
no,
night.
Hey, look, we're going to a ceremony. Who comes to every Orzhov ceremony and who is trying to make us make a deal with the devil? It is Lobosov. He's gonna be there. He's not gonna miss it because he wants us. So let's try to figure something out, or maybe poison him, drug him, beat the crap out of him, take him hostage, and try to figure this out. I'm
Or
sick.
we could talk to
Just
him.
look around real
We're in a brothel. I think it's fine.
quick. The walls here have
He's
no
the
ears.
second in command of the Gold
And-
As you look around, you do see like one of the attendants just kind of like give a look over and like take their client and put them on the other side of them and walk them up the stairs.
There's an agreement when you come in here.
We should peacefully
What
approach Boba Tea and let him know what's going on.
I'm sorry. Did you just call him Boba Tea?
It's
No, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure we're
Yeah.
talking about the same man.
The
Yeah.
mushroom
Okay,
man.
okay.
Do you know the mushroom man?
Boba.
Yes. Okay.
The
No,
mushroom
it's,
man?
it's
I
okay.
know the
Mushroom man?
Mushroom Man.
The mushroom
know the
man. There
Do
we
you
go.
know the Mushroom Man? He lives in the Undercity.
I can't even be mad
I
about
think I'm
like
mad.
making this name up because I didn't make this name up and it's like an actual canon name. Like I didn't do this one, but you still found a way. It's fine.
All right. So
But at the very least, we should meet with him, whatever the outcome.
yes, and then we just take him. I'm sick of us just
Where-
trying to find information.
Wherever
Take
we
him to
meet
a
him,
restaurant?
it needs to be on our terms or on neutral terms. I'm not meeting him.
That's a great idea. Let's meet him here.
He's not gonna do that.
He's not invited here.
Oh.
This is our special brunch place, and it's
Aw.
just for us. Okay, we don't bring anyone else here.
Oh,
Is
let's.
that understood?
Okay. It's
So-
special.
Seriously.
So we
No
can't
one else.
have him on Orzhov territory.
I don't want to meet him in the
I don't see
Undercity.
why not.
No.
If you're gonna go through with this ridiculous plan, the safest place is my father's estate.
I'm sorry.
Darrison,
What?
But the thing we're missing is
as
that
this is being discussed, you hear a kind of like clearing of the throat, and you kind of like peek out from your kind of like booth table, and you see Alicia just kind of like giving you Get the fuck over here, look.
Okay.
Do we see this?
I've had.
Roll the perception check.
No, I don't.
You see the wall.
I see the wall.
I've had a lot to drink, and I will be excusing myself for a minute.
That's the weirdest way to say that, but okay.
Okay, I need to go to the restroom. Anyway, figure out whatever you're gonna figure out while I'm gone.
Okay. So he leaves.
So you, what do you, I guess you take like a circuitous route to her, or do you just like walk up to?
Yeah, I mean, I walk towards the restroom and double back and whatever. Yeah.
She kind of like circles around and meets you halfway, kind of like around the corner from the actual bar. She kind of stops you and says, "Are you feeling better today?"
A good night's sleep does wonders. Yes, I am.
She kind of like looks over. She's like, "You are decidedly more tense than I traditionally remember you being, but that likely won't change anytime soon."
There's well, I mean, you were there. You saw. There's a lot going on right now.
I have something that might help. She pulls out from her brassiere a bit of parchment and kind of like slides it over to you. She says, there was a request this morning that came in. It did not give a name, but they requested one of Van Cleve's regular girls, and it was at a location that I'm not familiar with.
Do we typically make house calls?
We do on occasion for people that pay the right coin, but an unnamed person requesting a regular at a nondescript location kind of sends off all kinds of red flags, and I'm not comfortable with it. But you have been known to
go to undisclosed locations?
Hide yourself in various ways.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
You
I was
could
going to ask who
make a house call for
is
me.
making a house call. I would, you know, I would be honored to step a foot in the family business for a day.
She's like, do be mindful.
I know. I would. I want you to know that while this does benefit me, I do it to protect your girls too. You know, they're my family.
I understand.
I would not want anything to happen to her.
She kind of
better me.
does a quick look around, just kind of bends down and gives you a kiss on the forehead. She goes, I understand.
And one last thing. I know you offered to help, and at the time I didn't have anything on the mind, but I slept on it, and I have a bit of an idea. If you know people who are up to it.
Because your ideas are quite as devilish as our leader himself.
Let's say I've been aching to make a return to the stage. I heard there's going to be a ceremony tonight for those who were involved in last night's events, and I thought, what audience would be more perfect for my next performance? I have a lot of inspiration for some new material.
She kind of gives you a once-over. Roll a persuasion check at advantage.
A 17.
17. She looks over, she says,
If you know anyone
we'll
who's...
reserve you a spot, but don't drag our name into it.
Oh, not here. I meant...
Oh no, I know.
We've been invited to be pre-ceremony entertainment, if you will. Been given a few slots along the street outside of their home, but don't bring us into it.
Of
We'll
course.
just say that you're hired outside entertainment
Well,
to
I'm
fill in for some of the girls who were injured last night.
I'm known. I'm known around here. Well,
Yes,
job maybe
but
don't, but you know,
I don't know
I got
what
a name
you
on
have
the street.
planned for this performance, and I can't trust that you won't find some way to lampoon literally everybody involved. And I would really like it if that was not associated with my place of business.
That's fair.
But by all means,
I can work it in. I love a good reveal.
I was like, but by all means, I'll be watching. She kind of gives you another kiss on the forehead. She goes, "Do be good, dear."
Be safe.
And if he is in fact at that location, stab him once for me. Maybe twice.
Sounds
And just slinks off.
Whew. Ugh.
It's quite the long bathroom break there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food at the party didn't settle well with me. That squash was. Oof. I don't know what
It
they
wasn't
put
the
on it.
moonshine? But okay.
know-
you know what? I'm not gonna.
It's probably the
You know
moonshine,
what?
actually. Now that you think about it,
Okay.
I took some home
Back-
with me. It was.
Back to our previous
Regrettable decision.
conversation.
Yeah. What were y'all talking about? Have we reached an agreement?
I
on,
don't think he's going to answer this Golgari this Slova's whatever. I don't think he's going to answer us right out. And meet us somewhere that would be to disadvantage. That would be at a disadvantage to him.
Right, we've got to find him.
He's gonna be at the ceremony.
Do you
Is
know
he?
that?
I mean, why would he not? He's an advantageous man.
But he wasn't a part of the group that helped.
You
No,
see,
why would
the-
he help? He just wants to be there, so he sees who is
Interesting
helping.
This
point.
is a
You
this
should
is
see
a
if he's there.
ceremonial.
I
See,
think. Oh, go
I
ahead.
was explaining while you were gone that we can't kidnap or rough up or in any kind of way assault our Golgari friend because that would involve the entire guild coming down on our heads, which we don't
Right.
want.
I agree. We don't do it directly.
We'll see if he shows up at the ceremony. We'll talk to Seba Seba, and that's it.
There's ways to make somebody
Well said.
compliant without having to raise a fist.
Exactly. I seldom raise my fists except against robots. I don't like robots. Or
Okay.
goblins.
I don't think we're talking about the same thing, but
but we're
pretty sure
moving
we
in the
are,
same
totally.
direction.
I think we are in the
I
same
think
direction.
We're at least in
Yeah.
the same direction.
I have certain things and certain skill sets that would help us get rid of somebody quietly and put them somewhere where we want them to be.
Excellent.
I
And once we
might,
have them somewhere where
I
we
have
want them
skill
to be,
sets that can
I
get
have
rid
a
of people
certain
loudly.
skill set.
We don't need-
Right there.
But to go to Lucian's point, we can't have loudly.
Okay.
Okay,
What-
you can do
okay.
loudly later.
All right.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. So we'll do quietly at the ceremony, move them, and then loudly.
No!
Right. Quiet
What's the-
ceremony, loud after ceremony.
Yes. So I
Then
got him.
quiet.
All right.
Then
so
what happens when we release him or he escapes or whatever? And
That's
he goes
when
back to
the loud
Gerard and he
happens.
tells them who harassed him.
I don't understand why we have
That's
to
when you
release
make a
anyone. We need to
Also,
figure
Are you
out.
planning on killing him?
Well,
Who
we can just
knows?
talk. What if he just
This
talks?
man, as far as we know, doesn't tell anyone anything. Why would he?
Without
Even-
getting information.
Why would
in
he
return.
admit to being? I mean, if it works, if we overpower him or whatever, get what we want. I mean, you think he's going to be running to his boss and admit that he was overpowered by
I have
A group
locked it
of-
on persuasion.
misfits and ruffians?
Exactly. A group of low-level guild members like
No.
us couldn't hope to take out someone who's that high-ranking.
Exactly, and why would they, if they're as advantageous as my contact says, that doesn't show them to be in a profitable position. If the low level nobodies can take them
He's-
over.
But if we have very top secret information, then they'll just hire assassins and they'll just come kill us in our sleep.
That's a problem for another day. We just
I
need
don't
to-
have any information.
That's a very pressing and immediate problem.
No, it's not
for this
because
day.
that's a variable that hasn't even been breached yet.
A lot of this is a
Here's-
bunch of variables that haven't been breached yet.
The
This
thing
is all up in the air.
it just sounds like a lot of fear.
It's where I don't
Says
think
the woman who was afraid to go down to the Undercity.
I have my reasons,
Look,
and it's not going to be
my-
beneficial to anyone involved.
my current, I guess, idea here is I don't think that we necessarily have to make a move on the Golgari man or whoever. I think we need to figure out who are we even looking for the answers. I mean, this Van Cleve guy is somehow connected to whatever happened at the party.
Mm-hmm.
And right now the Golgari man and Mr. Zilzaxos himself both are interested in his whereabouts and what he's up to. I think he is currently, if he's top priority for the people on our list, he should be at the top of our list as well. And then whatever the
Okay.
Golgari man is up to, because he seems very interested in us for some reason, and that is very, I question his motives, to say the least. And then Matisse, I guess, number 3, if Mr. Zilzaxos thinks they're important, and if
What does your
Amiri
father say
knows
about
of them.
Matisse?
He said that he was missing. He fled the party and was missing.
It's interesting that your father would care about a ministrant, especially with a last name like that.
It hardly seems important.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
Why would he bring it up?
Because I don't trust the Orzhov.
Well,
Either-
I know why you brought it up. I mean,
Yeah,
why?
either he Matisse is either in the equation because he's either very important or not important at all. It's whether we question Lucian Zilzaxos.
He's important to somebody.
Not our friend Lucian, but Mr. Zilzaxos' motives as to sending us after him. Is it because he really does need information? Does he actually trust Lucian to find him?
But we don't even have a lead on this guy, right?
On the ministrant? No.
No, not at all. We don't have a lead on him, we don't have a lead on Van Cleve, and we don't have a lead on Golgari Man.
Well, obviously Magic Fungus Man knows Van Cleef.
Yes.
Yes, and was prior to last night working with him directly, which definitely is a red flag.
At the very least, it's a lead.
It's a red flag.
Let's see if he shows up at the ceremony.
I think the Golgari Man is in a much higher position than than Van Cleve. I think if the Golgari Man was previously working with Van Cleve, we find out from Van Cleve more information about the Golgari Man before we make a move on whether we're following Golgari Man's lead or Zilzaxos' lead.
It's not a bad plan, but I think I am changing my tactic. I think ministrant Matisse is actually important.
Thank you.
Based
I'm
on
glad
what?
you finally seen it my way.
Information that I was given at one time or another. So,
Well, if Matisse is Orzhov and Van Cleve is Orzhov, maybe they know each other. It's a better crapshoot than
Van Cleef is
whoever the Golgari knows.
vaguely
Yes.
is Azorius, but he's
Wow.
probably in bed with Orzhov, especially since
Clearly, if he got a presentation, if he gets to do the keynote presentation at the gala,
Guess he was in bed
he must
with
know
Lucian's
somebody.
father.
Excuse me. Can we please stop
Speaking
disparaging
of-
the name of my father?
I think
I'm
you
called
should
for.
besmirch it more.
I think we should all purge the image of Mr. Zilzaxos in bed with anyone from our minds.
Why?
But
Why does this happen? Why does
speaking
this become a
of-
thing?
Speaking of bedfellows,
Oh no.
I do know who Van Cleve's next bedfellow will be,
Oh.
and we may have an opportunity to get unmitigated access to him, and maybe even quite literally catch him with his pants.
I'm sorry.
Are
got a
you
lead
gonna
on
put
him?
on a disguise and seduce Van Cleve?
Or
Brilliant.
just
Oh,
let
I want to
Bone
see
do
this.
it.
Let's make bets on how well he can do it.
Eh,
But how?
He has requested and appointment, and it's at an undisclosed location. So,
In what precinct?
well, that is what undisclosed means.
I mean, I understand.
So I guess we'll have to find out.
Sorry, so the
Gotta take back your words,
no,
Darrison.
it gives an address, but it doesn't give the person itself,
Mhm.
and the address is not one that has been requested before.
Okay.
Like, it's not. None of Alicia's companions have made house calls to this location before,
Mhm.
but it specifically, the reason it tipped Alicia off is it was
His
one of
yeah.
Van Cleve's regulars.
So we don't have information from any reliable known sources. No one coming up and saying, "Hi, Thome, let's be friends." It's all from who knows who over who knows where.
Well, I have from a reliable source where Van Cleve will be. This is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night,
They requested it for today.
for today.
Oh, for today, like, okay.
Before the ceremony.
Didn't give a specific time.
Okay. I know where Van Cleve's going to be today, and we might have an opportunity to quite literally catch him with his pants down. And I think if he's expecting a house call and we show up with the gang, then I think we can take advantage of that situation and figure out what he knows.
And how long have you been sitting on this information?
Um,
We're sitting here bickering all morning, and you just stroll
when
in
we
and
went to the
drop this on the
restroom.
table?
I mean, it has to be. That's why.
there was a flyer in the restroom.
There was a
There was-
flyer.
Don't. Okay, never mind. Sure. Let's. I am amenable to following this plan. But I do believe that Matisse is important. So if we do not get Van Cleef, we need to go after Matisse. And I changed my idea or my mind about the Golgari man because, as it was brought back up, I do not want to go to the Undercity. So
I'll remain on the fence about the Golgari man until we find out what Van Cleve knows. I
Okay.
think that will
I'm
change.
determined to give him a hug, and
think
I
that
will
will
make him my
change
friend.
the,
how
You'll see.
tight is this hug gonna be? You're gonna kill him?
No. They make spores
I know
when you
you
squeeze them.
wish.
Oh, you mean the Golgari man, not
Yes,
the
yes.
Azorius man?
Yes, the Golgari man. Yes.
Okay, okay. All right.
They
just
love
wanna
hugs.
I just want to make sure the hugs are going to the right people.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna go catch Van Cleef. In
Yeah.
what precinct? Do we know the answer to that?
It
address.
is in Precinct 6. Roll history checks, everybody.
What's my history?
9.
18.
13.
7.
18.
18. So yours was 13?
Yes.
13. So you two recognize it as a location not too far off from the Dead Bridge Chasm.
Oh shit. Okay. And 6. Remind me where 6 is. What is 6?
Precinct 6 is to the left of Precinct
And
1.
who's the guild that?
There's the entrance into
Got
the
it.
Undercity. There's a number of.
Okay, so it's not like a specific
No.
guild. Okay. Okay. Well, that's near the
They-
chasm. So, or a
He-
entrance to an inner city.
The Golgari man did say he had a safe house arranged for Van Cleve.
Oh,
If
let's
he had a safe house,
let's
not
see
like
if he
little
shows up at the
circles.
ceremony first, and if not, we'll go chasing all of these leads.
No, because I think he'll be gone.
Yeah.
We
But
should-
Once the horde doesn't show up, we will be gone.
the disclosed location comes
Well,
first. The dinner's
language.
tonight.
Excuse me, we're in a brothel. I apologize.
excuse me, you're in the brothel. Maybe be a little kinder to the employees?
Do they have a preferred
Fine.
name?
Whatever.
Yes, you can ask them their name.
Noted.
Anyways, the the person that's supposed to show up, if they don't show up, he is going to not be there because I mean everyone's looking for him.
The
I
Mushroom
agree.
Man?
No, not Mushroom Man, the Lawman.
Van Cleef.
Van Cleef.
We
The
should chase
doctor
after-
man, the robot man.
Ah, I hate robots.
Okay.
We should chase after Van Cleef while the lead is hunt.
And then hopefully that'll keep us away from going to the Undersea.
I'm fresh and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm ready to go whenever.
And just to be certain, we are capturing him and bringing him back to my father.
Or,
No.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
After we get our
Yes.
information.
Yes.
and
We're
get the information we need,
Yes.
and then
Of course.
we can play it by ear.
Sure,
Who
you-
knows? Maybe we can go find that the Boros guy.
I just want to be
He'd
clear
seem to
that
want to arrest somebody.
no
Van
one will
Cleef.
kill him.
Van Cleef will arrive at the Zozaxo Manor at some time.
I don't care if he's injured. I really don't.
I didn't say that. Did you hear what I just
I'm
said?
glad-
It's
it's
Van
glad
Cleef
to
will be
hear.
at the
It does-
Zozax Manor
yeah.
at some time.
Not caring if he's injured frees up the possibilities for this meeting.
Things happen when prisoners are transported. It's all natural.
Things happen when a house call is made.
And I'm the one that gets that. Okay.
Well, you see,
I'm not shitty.
he attacked me and my family, and after I was stabbed, something has changed inside me, and I can't just stand by and let someone who attacked me off
Interesting.
scot free.
I like this. I like
Possibly
what's
his,
happening. So, we're gonna talk about this more, but
I'll wear gloves while I pummel him. It'll be nice and soft.
No.
Perfect. No, I like this idea.
Tenderize him a little bit.
Yes.
oh no, we're
Break his ribs.
oh if we're gonna
maybe
show you
puncture
how
him.
Don't need
to
to break
injure somebody
anything.
without
Just
showing any
Loosen him up.
outward trauma, I can absolutely help with that.
Yes, this is the kind of stuff they don't teach you in
Sometimes they
Zombie
turn a
school.
little purple.
No.
What
of course
happens
not.
in the pit stays in the pit. Let's go to the pit.
Well, yeah. Oh, sure. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. All
So
right.
you
So,
all gather yourselves and are going to head to said location where
Undisclosed location.
the potential for Van Cleef is. After finding out a lot of information about a lot of people and their proclivity for violence. Also, Darrison protects sex workers. Fucking get it. That's right. What's up? That is where we are going to leave things this evening. Thank you all so much for watching along. Again, as a reminder from the announcement made before we started tonight, unfortunately next week we will not be airing episode 10, as we are all going to be partaking of the finale of Game of Thrones. Thank you all so much for sticking with us. Tomorrow night we are going to be rebroadcasting episode 8, so you can catch along with where we are currently at. The Monday following next Sunday, we will rebroadcast episode 9, so you can get fully caught up with where we currently are. Once we rebroadcast our episodes, all of them are available on our brand new YouTube channel. Thank you very much, the fabulous Michael /Darrison, for helping us get that set up. So all of you can get caught up on all the previous episodes of the campaign so far, so that whenever we return in 2 weeks, you will be all good to go for the next leg of the journey, as we start to investigate Van Cleef himself. And then attend a ceremony for honoring your bravery at the gala this evening. Thank you all so much for watching along. Hit us up on social media if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Don't forget to follow and subscribe for us, as we are now Twitch affiliates and you can get awesome emotes and things. Thank you all so much, and we hope you have a great evening. Good night.